to the Sunblood Network, home, a world where you can be taught the technology of your mind and body. You know what I'm saying, man? In this broadcasting, we will be talking about um, environments, right? And the, how can I say, the effect that it has on the mind and the psychology that you'll be lifting. You understand? So, we got to always start from the top and we work our way to the bottom. Okay? Let the people come on in, they going to shout at their city and state where they from. They going to say what they going to say. More importantly, right? The environment that we stay in, right? Just that environment today have an effect on how we operate today with each other. Okay. So, topic, environment. You understand? So that's what we're talking about. Environment. We was talking about something earlier, right? What's the effect? What happens when you have a fatherless environment? Well, is a fatherless environment called I'll get because I'm just being honest right now. It seems as though like people don't understand what rulership is. It seems as though like people don't understand what a father role is. And it seems as though what I'm looking at is you're being attacked based on who you are, if you ask me. Look at the whole situation, right? This is literally a whole fatherless environment. You can tell. And the effect that it has on with the mind and with people today, I can see it. I can see that I can go inside of an environment that has a father environment and then an environment that doesn't have a father. And tell you the effects that it have on both people. Okay? So let me ask you a question. If you have an environment that's in order, do the environment thrive? We're all going to agree, yes. If the environment is in order, it's going to thrive. So if you have an environment, right, that's not thriving, is it because at the top you don't have order? There's no leadership going on here. So, right, when you have a fatherless environment, right, you have no leader. You don't. So how do you expect your environment to operate? It looked like a lot of upgrades reside within the father. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's actually the truth in front of us. That's his point. Okay? So it seems as though like this. If you raise a group of individuals, right, without a father, understand that their minds have an ability to remember all the actions of what they do and others around them. Okay? Now I'm gonna ask you a question. If you have an environment where you have no fathers within that environment, understand that the child does not have a memory of a father. It doesn't know what that is. It can manipulate itself and say, "Oh, I know what it is based on social media." You don't know what that is. You didn't have the experience. Just because you're sitting on the outside of the window, it doesn't mean that you know. You're not the person that's interacting with the experience. You're just a witness that's there. That's it. So the one that's actually in the experience, they're going through the feeling, they're going through the whole complete note of it. You understand? So what I can simply say is that just being honest, when it comes to fatherless environments, they don't know. And it goes both ways. It's not just, okay, the mother didn't have one. If the mother didn't have one, the son is not going to have one, nor the daughter. So let me ask you a question. Do you have a whole line of generations, right? Where when it comes to experiencing and knowing what a father is, you tell me many generations don't know? To a neighborhood that's fatherless, it looked like it's completely down. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand the psychology of the minds in an environment that has a fatherless environment. The whole thing is to basically stay completely down within consciousness. I mean, if your neighborhood looks the way it looks, I know the technology of your mind looks the same. So let me ask you a question. When you pay attention to an environment where you simply say, pay attention to self so you can understand. When you walk into an environment, right, you say, well, this is an environment of women and children. Well, you could say it's an environment of women and children, right? But the services that you receive as women and children, they discriminate against the connections of families. You're getting services, right? Because you're a woman, you a child, right? But the services that you're receiving, they don't have services to reconnect the family and figure out what the issues is of why the family is being disconnected. Thank you. They only helping you keep the family disconnected. Do you see anybody finding any type of resources while you getting resources to live with you and your child, right? You should really think in your mind right now. How you getting resources, right? In order for you and your child to stay in this apartment or house, whatever it is, right? But them same resources is not being used in order to connect the family, in order for you, your man, obtain a job, get off on your own, and y'all off the system. Come on, man. Come on. This ain't rocket science is here. You're telling me the system is designed to help you. It doesn't look that way. It doesn't look that way. So what happens is what the system is going on is the system is being completely cut off. The reason why that is because it is. If you have a system that generates income for you, right? Just understand your mind is not being used in order to generate a plan for yourself to generate your own income. Thank you. It's just going to be what? Uploaded. And being that it's going to be uploaded, guess what happens? You get to receive it. But guess what happens? The characteristic in your mind is that you don't use your mind. Do you know why? Because you're like, yo, what's the point of using my mind if I'm gonna get this free money anyway? Thank you. Now, you cut it off, whatever assistance it is. When you cut it off, guess what happens? People's minds are going to start, let me start thinking how I'm gonna get the next meal. Let me start doing something because the old game ain't the way it is. No, they're making it now where basically, how can I say in simple terms? You gotta work to get those assistances. Now, the thing is, what I understand is this: when it comes to the environment like that, to me, this is a choice. Yeah, because I'm looking at this environment, I'm paying attention to the structure, and I'm not always environment that has a father, you start understanding. You're like, yo, why does your thing look all nice and
dripped out, everything looked beautiful, the house nice, and God, dang, it looked like everybody got money. You know why that is? Structure, order. You understand? That's what brings in that. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like when I was small, I'm trying to tell you, when I was smaller, right? I used to go to certain my friend's house and I used to be sitting there like, how you got everything? Oh, you know my pops, he be working over here at construction and all that. Like, where your mama work at? Oh, she work over here at the customer service over here selling phones and stuff. Like, so your mama and daddy work with each other? Like, yeah, damn, that's how you get all this shit? Like, yeah, you know, my daddy be making money and stuff. He be taking us around the world. Like, damn. Well, I get one of these daddies that well find them at like it don't work like that, bro. It don't work like that. But like I was saying before, you gotta understand like let's really go into the mind now so we can understand like what children are going through as well. So let's say you have a child, right? Let's say the child doesn't have access to their father, right? What you gotta understand one of the biggest things about this whole situation that a lot of people don't understand just yet is that memory. Memory is very important when it comes to the technology of the mind. Very, very important. Okay? Because what happens is your father there, you gotta teach you something, which is how to drive on your own. The thing is that you gotta understand with the technology, your mind is that you underneath his wing. You understand? So being that you underneath his wing, you had to get to know what he knows. You understand? So the technology and the minds are technically in partnership right now. You know what I mean? The father, right, is sharing forms of information and data from the technology of his mind by speaking. Right. What he just spoke, the technology of your ear, right, received. Now transfer the technology of that message from your ear now to your mind in order for you to remember. How do you think you're able to remember what he just said? So your mind is open, you know how to drive. Right? Now, he's going to teach you certain instructions how to operate on the road. Right? Now, let's say you get in the car, right? You turn the car on, you know how to turn it on and everything. He tell you like, all right, make sure you got enough gas in the car to move it around, all that, right? Whatever the case may be. And so, let's see something real quick. That's one of her little sons real quick. Let me do something real quick. Anyways, all artificial suns that are reporting from the moon. I understand that y'all upset that I'm not claiming y'all. Y'all artificial suns. Y'all created from the moon. Okay. I just wanted to let y'all know that real quick. Okay. I don't claim artificial suns. Okay. All right. Have a nice one. Moving along. Back to what I was saying. Right. When you say you inside the car, he tell you turn the car on. Right. You turn the car on. Okay. When you turn the car on, what you gotta understand is what he just told you. Right. Is something that you're able to remember now. So let me ask you a question. What's really going on at the top? And I know you're looking at it like, oh, what's going on? Is he teaching you how to drive? It's a little bit more than just that, though. It's a little bit more than that. What's really going on? Are you building a characteristic in order to obey your father? Setups. Remember, when he commands you to do something, the technology of your mind obey. So, if you obey, right, is that a characteristic? See, you're not looking at the word the way I'm looking at this. You looking at, I'm just learning how to know how to drive the car, daddy, and it's all good. But I'm paying attention to the characteristics that the both of us are building with each other. That's what you're not paying attention to. Okay? So what you gotta understand is if you have the characteristic in order to obey your father, then you have others that have the characteristic to not obey the father. Do you understand why they probably can't drive just yet? I'm not talking about just driving a car. I'm talking about life. Okay? So let's finish paying attention. I'm gonna get back in the car. All right. So, right? So then after that, he tells you, right? You got to pay attention to the road, right? Make sure you drive in the car as if you're driving everybody else's car. That means you got to think for yourself and think for others at the same time. So, right? He tells you, I want to show you something. I'm gonna take the driver's seat. You're gonna get in the passenger seat. Okay? All right. Now, this time when you get in the car, he's driving. You're watching, but you're still getting to know. Let me show you something. You tell you like, listen, we're about to go for a ride real quick. I'm about to show you something. Watch. The father gets in the car, in the driver's seat. They buckle up. They drive off. The father starts doing the speed limit. Let's say the speed limit 50 miles per hour, right? Then after that, the father wanted to see if the son had fear in him. This guy, everything. That's how he wants to see how you're gonna respond. He want to see if your mind gonna hold on to joy, right, or if your mind gonna hold on to fear. Then there's two characteristics. You don't want to be doing. You don't want to be in a car and just because things get to a certain speed, you start fearing. Oh no. Oh no, you don't need to hold that fear at all. Now, if you can fear speed, then that means you can fear other things too. Thank you. You understand? So, right, let's say the father cranked the speed up to about, let's see, the son in there. Oh my God. Remember that. Now, let's say you go in fear, right? That's being saved. The best thing to do is to fight. The reason why I say fight, at least the characteristic of fighting, was saved. That's what you gotta understand. The minute you feel fear, the best thing to do is just to go into battle. Because at least if fear comes, again, the characteristic to save is to fight, not to run. You know what I'm saying? So for me, what I realized is coming in environments, right? Paying attention to how the structure of the environment is, looking at the minds of what they became within a fatherless environment. That's how I be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it like, okay, environments that deal with a order, like father, mother, son, daughter, all that, right? You're gonna get a better outcome because even when I'm at my restaurant, right, I'm paying attention and I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, okay, everybody operate in order, right? So if everyone operate in order, then everything just naturally just flow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you take something out of the order, then the flow stops. There you go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like looking at people, right? And it's like, okay, you got a choice. You can have an environment with fathers, or you can have an environment without fathers. And the thing that I said is that I wanted to watch both environments to get to know, right? You understand? So it's like I'm not looking at it like this or that. It's just more like, okay, when you come into a father environment, the technology of the minds that have a father environment know what it is, right? The environments that have a fatherless environment don't know what a father is. And the thing that I seen in a fatherless environment is that the son and the daughter and the mother, they all need a father. All of them. And it's the most saddest things that I viewed with them. That I was like, wow, so in the end, they want that. And what they're rejecting is what they really want. Yeah. It's kind of crazy that life is like that, but I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, you telling me like they really want to follow? That's what they want. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like uh, an environment that has a father, understands like the father role, what he's able to do, you know, how he operates with people, what he is. Right. They're not like trying to control. They more like that's what Pop do. You know what I'm saying? And that's a different type of environment. It is. It's like that's a different environment. It is. That's what I want to say. It's like that's a total different environment. So it's like for me, I'm looking at it like, yeah, you got environments that have fathers, environments without fathers, and those both have something to do with the ripple effect of people's minds today. Yes, it really does. It really, really does because what happens is if you have a fatherless environment, you know what you can do for them? I'll show you what you can do. Give them social media. Yeah. They they will only have the thoughts of what a father is thinking. Now ask them a question. This is fun. Ask them a question. Ask them, hey, do you know what a father is? They're gonna simply say, oh, I know what a father is. How do you know what a father is if you don't have the experience of knowing what a father is? How do you know? You don't. See? And so that's what a lot of people don't like to admit is that they don't have the experience to know what a father is.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of the effects that I can see on that is that when you have a fatherless environment, the son he may not, and it's an opportunity that he can. He may not obtain his full self. Now, guess what happens? That's from the son. And that's one generation that's not, he don't know of himself. So then that's transferred to his son. And it's a possibility that can be repeated over and over and over and over and over and over again. Right. So when I see like fatherless environments and how the structure is set up, right? I understand like, yo, these environments right here, they're not gonna thrive. They're gonna remain as the same. Okay? It's like without structure and family, a lot of things just fall. And a lot of people didn't really like understand that. They don't because the environment that you're in, it doesn't matter if you don't have a father or mother. So you wouldn't understand what I'm talking about. No, you wouldn't. That's not a conversation for some people. Right. What it is that people have to understand in this conversation is that at least in this conversation, right? If you do have a father and you ever wanted to know, right, how someone in their experiences and what they went through based on not having a father, shit, all you gotta do is just ask. Just go inside this video right here, okay? In this video, give you many good breakdowns, like on why you see the things that you see today. You know what I'm saying? And this is being created. You understand? This is not something that's like, oh, um, people just want to leave their families. That's not true all the time. Some people actually want to stay with their families, but they understand that there's no connection. There's only just, you know, control. And a mind may not want to go through an experience to be controlled. You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta really like look at it. You know, for me, I could talk about my experiences and let you know. So I can say for myself, I know both sides of the coin. I can tell you both sides. For me, I had the luxury, the experience of having, a father and a stepfather. I could tell you that. But then I also had the experience of experiencing of no father. Yeah. So I seen the both sides of both worlds. That's what I can say. I didn't just see like one side of the token. I seen both. And based on the experience of both sides, it lets me know, right, which one is better than the other. Just being honest. Yeah, usually when you get two decisions, usually one gonna be better than the other. Or unless if you're looking at both decisions like it's not, it's not, it's not in the best of my will, then you just back away from it. Then I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? So for myself, with being in a father environment, oh, many things is going on. Yeah, like I'm just being honest. When my father was there, we had gold chains, we had gold rings on, gold earrings. We used to wear suits and stuff like that. That's what my father used to do. I mean, that's what was going on. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time. Okay. I want to rephrase that because I'm the father myself thinking. But also, I wanted to say when he was there, right? Um, many things was going on. We used to go travel. We used to get on a plane. I remember them days. But the reason why that used to happen is because I understand the structure and the order. Like, Pops was more like he would work, do whatever he had to do. Mom's,
She didn't even have to work. Yeah, see, it was different. You understand? Mom's, she didn't work. She just stayed at the house. Make sure we was good. Make sure you take care of your homework. You know, all her little duties of what she did, right? So I'm looking at it like I'm in an environment where I can actually view, right, a mother and a father working with each other. This is in the beginning when I was small. You understand what I'm saying? So later on in life, just being honest, because I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm not gonna like hide this. I know people want me to like hide things, but it's the truth. Okay. Mother and father was married, right? So um, there were about two of us, me, my little sister. Right. And, you know, we used to go to many different things. We used to go out to amusement parks. We used to have great times. I'm not even gonna lie. They had two nice cars. They used to race each other in the cars. Sister used to be in my mom's car, where the kids may be. They were racing, stuff like that. Stuff was, you know, it was decent. I ain't even gonna lie. Nice, decent life. But what I understood as a son was, okay, when I get, you know, more mature and have a family, I would want to do the same like this. So working with each other actually brings in more and keeps the family happy. That's what I got. When I was small, that's what I understood in that moment. Like, this is beautiful. I cherish this. But then later on in life, I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I'm not gonna hide this shit. Later on in life, and it's not playing the blame game. This is what happened. I feel like my father, he was too nice. Yeah. That's why when people look at me, they're like, why are you the opposite? I'll tell you why. I feel like my father was a little bit too nice. Okay? And when you become too nice, you allow things in your life for others to see. Remember, I said they were married. Moms went out there and started playing with another guy and ended up getting pregnant by the other guy. Right. What is this? Right. She did. That's what she did. Now that basically kind of ruined the whole family. Yeah, that ruined the whole family. She had a baby out of the situation. Why should I get what does? What's going on? What's up? She families. Like, yeah, she families. Like, power. What's up? You got different. You got different skin. You use it. I came out there, little sis came out there, little sis. Your son watching this shit, and in my mind, marriage is supposed to be real. It's going to be cheating on it. I'm good. In my mind, I'm good. I said, I can never cheat. Oh, yeah, I want to cheat. the child mind is going. And people are looking at why did these children reject it? Because certain things happen that a lot of people they just want to keep it up because. So, right, that's what she did. Now, don't get me wrong. My father tried to come back in here and try to save it, but it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna. It's just not. It don't work like that. Nah, it don't work like that. Right. So they ended up leaving. Right. But then later on, they did get back with each other again. They did. Yeah. They got back with each other again. That's when they had another, situation. They brought another child in with each other. And then after that child, everything crashed. Yeah. Everything crashed. Right. Now I'm gonna show you. When he left, no more Disneyland, no more grill outs, none of that. You know what we were stuck on? Listen to me. You were expecting a man to stay there after a woman, right? And she married. She married, bro. You expect a guy to stay there to death do his part after you cheated on him? Girl, get your setup. Just listen. You can't set it up like that. They're going to leave. Like, no one is going to sit there and be like, okay, I'm married, so I got to accept being cheated on. Nobody not doing that, bruh. Motherfuckers gonna leave your shit. Like, motherfuckers gonna get up out of there. Okay? And so, with that being said, right, when that had happened, or whatever the case may be, do I blame him for doing that? Hell no. I would have did the same thing, bro. No, I can't get mad at it. But if you think, how am I supposed to watch? How am I supposed to get permission to say this? So you tell me, it's just, that's the program. The program. As opposed to, hey, you don't understand. You think your father's supposed to sit there with you. Let's say she got a cheat. Let's say she gets like a really good. She, you can see it as a son or daughter. She trying to destroy your mind. She did the same thing with the father. Why do you think he left? These are the things that people need to really pay attention to. Let's start with the program. Let's start with the program of, oh, mommy's just perfect. Mommy is not perfect. Okay? Mommy is an adulterer. That's what she is. Okay? She's an adulterer. That's what she does. Okay? A married woman sleeping with other men. And that's why my father left. I would have did the same. You expect him to stay there. You gotta be out your fucking mind. That's something wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. That's not no deadbeat. These are the real stories that's happening that children, I'm embarrassed to talk about that because my mom, I don't want to shame her. What you talking about, shame her? Boy, she was ashamed of herself when she let that other man hit. What are you talking about? Huh? The disrespect. You got a wedding ring on your finger and you're repeating what Adam 22 wife was doing. Setups. The difference is the bitch got paid for it. Setups. Huh? Oh, people don't want to talk about that. Oh, mommy is just perfect. Mommy's not perfect. If my mother did it, then there's a gang of mothers that's doing it. Okay? The fuck out of here. And nobody don't want to talk about this shit. My mother was perfect. Your mother was an adulteress. That's the fuck she was. And that's why the father left. You understand? That's just why he left. You got on this is so we married, right? And then this motherfucker decided to put another motherfucker and didn't have another baby. And then decided to patch this whole shit up. Get the fuck out of here. What you think I am, a fucking robot? What the fuck is wrong with your tech? The kids come out like machines talking about some, oh, left us, you left us. He left you because your mama is the adulteress. So you just want to skip past the past and get down with the program. You just left. You just said, yeah, me. Mama just all perfect. If mama all perfect, why the fuck she needs you like good? Huh? If mama all perfect, why is the everybody here. It's easy just to blame one person, but it's very hard for a motherfucking child to tell a motherfucking truth of what happened with their mother, right? Mama all perfect. Mama ain't no perfect. Fuck you talking about? If mama was perfect, we wouldn't have been in the hood. Pay attention to the text. When I ain't even trying to hear all that. Anyways, like I was saying before, they're trying to drag it somewhere else. Like I was saying before, right? Let's pay attention to the text. Now, you're a little boy. This happened to all little boys, and they don't want to talk about this. Watch this. You're a little boy, right? Watch this shit. Now, let's say you inside the home with your mamas and daddies. No, let's say you in the home with your mamas. Ain't no daddies there. But you be going to your friend's house. When you go over there and play the game with him, you be like, damn, bro, you got everything. But you know why? His father there. There you go. His father there. How you think he got everything? Please, you see the Bible scriptures down there? They as funny as ever. They is funny. People don't obey that. Come on now. People don't even obey that no more. They don't. They like, the only thing we obey is the mother. And people should really figure out what they're obeying. Okay? Yeah. People should really ask, right? Why is it that children want to side with the mother and there's something going on with her? That's like me hopping out right now, like, yeah, my mom perfect. Like, my mom was an adulteress. She was a married woman that sat here, got with another guy, had another baby. That's why my father left. Yeah, he wasn't going to stay there. Huh? Oh, I know what you want me to do. You want me to do the government program. Don't talk about that. You're off script. You're off script. I know. This the shit that they don't want to hit the screen. If I'm doing it, somebody else gonna do it too. So let's get down to the truth. Mama was an adulteress. Mama was worse than that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're just telling you the truth of what happened and shit. Okay? All right. Bro said another verse, brother. I'm done. Let me see this real quick. Let me see this. Let's start from the top. Let me see something. I'm gonna ask a question to that. Yeah, I definitely will. I'm glad I got up though. Put some work in. Yes. What the people saying down there? What they talking about? I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I see what you're using your Bible for, right? For me, I'm gonna be honest with you, just by watching everything that happened, right, and what I'm able to do, yeah, I'm going to probably strike a little bit more information and data out of that. Yeah, just being honest. Thank you for the thank you for trying to pass your knowledge to me, or whatever the case may be. But I feel like I'm going to strike a little bit more out of that because what I'm coming through is this. What you are coming through is with knowledge, right? That you should follow. I understand, right? I'm coming through with knowledge where I'm in the experience, right? And I can tell you about the whole experience, different point of views of the children,
different point of views of the mother, the different point of views of the father. You see what I'm saying? It's just like you saying, what's the chapter? Okay, what's the verse? That's the same thing I'm doing in front of you. I'm telling you, the chapter is Y. The verse is such and such, such and such. I'm doing the same thing. Everything consists of a story inside the Bible, don't it? Okay, so if everything consists of a story and everything that's within a story, right, can be stored inside the technology of your mind as a memory, right? It's the same thing in what we're doing today. The only difference with the Bible is the Bible is the stories that are documented. You understand? So that way you can go back in those documents and understand what was going on in the story. Okay, that's it. If you ask me, so I'm doing the same thing because all I got to do is take my experiences from the technology of my mind, get a book or a digital book. Now download the information and data of the experiences from my mind now to the book, and then guess what you're doing? You're doing the same thing. Ain't nothing different. The only difference is one is called the Bible and one is called Wise Bible. There you go. It's the same thing. I went through the same experiences. Ain't nothing different. Everything that's in that motherfucker is plain today. So how ain't the same experiences today? It's not. It's not. The experience that we are in today, consciously, people understood what we are at consciously. A lot of people be on the ground just begging for mercy. Yes. A lot of people will. I'm talking about more than half of the planet. I'm talking about 97% be on the ground. I'm so sorry. I did not know. You know? You're telling me all these messages passing on the right motherfucking planet. You know. Oh, come on, that's too easy to say now. That's too easy. Come on. Bro said, that's the truth, right? So back to what I was talking about earlier. Okay. So at this point in time, let's say, yeah, Popset took off, right? He took off. What he made was a great decision for himself. Do I fault him for his decisions? No, because later on in life, I understood what was going on, and then I said I would have did the same thing. I would have left, right? So now when that happens, right? Guess what happens? Yeah, the whole world fall down right here. Yeah, no more Disneyland, no more grill outs, no more car washes. Yeah, everything stopped. Everything. Then a new world come, which is an old world. We go to we go from a big old nice house. Now we go to guess where we at now? Guess where we at? We downtown, right? Inside a homeless shelter that's supposed to be a hotel. Now the first thing you're gonna say is that's your father's fault. He's supposed to give your mama some money that way it don't happen. Can I ask you a question? You see how you saying give money? You know what she's supposed to give? Respect and honor towards her vagina. And not no one get in besides him. You see how that works? You want me to honor you, giving you money, and you can't honor, right, what's between your legs. See, you want to accept disrespect. And I'm trying to show you how to respect yourself, because obviously you're a woman that didn't have a father in your life too much. See that? Now, if you would have followed that, talking about something, are you trying to control me? I'm not trying to control you. I'm trying to show you how to respect yourself as a lady. You wasn't taught these characteristics. You was taught how to be, what's that girl that I like real quick? What's her name with her yellow ass? Ice Spice. That's what you like, don't you? No, get that pussy to make it community pussy. It's all good. Everybody get the hit, don't it? Everybody get the hit for free, don't it? That's what the fuck I'm talking about, girl. Smut yourself out there in the middle of the streets. I like you just like that. Fuck all these niggas. How you feel after that? No way. How you feel? Whose fault is it now? It's all these men's fault. They had did this to me. That's the way. Nah, it ain't their fault. That's what you want. And it wasn't what you thought it was gonna be. Yeah. There's no retirement plan for hoes. Yeah. There's no retirement plan. Yeah. Okay. Retirement plan for hoes got shut down. Okay. By the Trump administration. Do you know what that is? She wanted to play the back door on you. She knew you the star. So this is what she do. Have a baby by you, right? Try to trap you right here. Guess what happened right here? She, I got child support from you. Well, guess what, son? At the end of the year, guess what happens? You get to claim the child. She can't. Nope, because you pay child support. So all that money that she just got, that ain't shit. You gonna get all that back in some. So her game got fucked over. This is the game that a lot of people don't want, a lot of women don't want to talk about how the game got fucked over by the Trump campaign. And you niggas complaining, Trump is bad, Trump is bad. Shut the fuck up. It's a lot of you Ninja Turtles over here like, I ain't gonna lie, blood, he right. He is right though. Nah, Trump definitely helped us out. And why you think I got this tax return? How you think I got this big ass car and shit? Huh? Junior happy as fuck. Look at me in the back and shit. You want something to eat? Yeah, we want to go at. You want to go over here and get something? Whatever you want. Setups. Huh? Niggas over here talking about something. Trump is bad. Shut the fuck up. He helped you out in child support. When the last president did that? Joe Biden dirty ass ain't do that for you. So shut the fuck up. You're right, bro. You got a valid point right there. Because I got to pay. So you telling me at the end of the year it's legal? She cannot claim it or her. That's what you didn't know. While your ass out here complaining for nothing, being on robotic program. Ninja Turtles need to wake the fuck up today. That's how I hit it. That's how I hit their conscience. Especially them. I be like, what's happening? I don't like Trump. Shut the fuck up. You do like Trump. Come here. Now come here. You owe child support, don't you? Like, yes. Come here. You know at the end of the year, you can claim the child as a dependent legally. And there's nothing she can do about it. Like, and you get all that money back and some. Now come here. You work overtime, don't you, with your dumb ass? Like, yes. You know all the overtime that you put in, you're gonna get back tax free. Your dumb ass. Someone something you don't like Trump. And he putting motherfucking money in your pockets, boy. He trying to get your ass out the setups that she put you in. Fuck you talking about? She trapped you with the baby, sir. So she can get the income, sir. Ain't that the game, man? Don't fucking look like, don't do that, girl. That's your game. Girls be looking at me, they like, you got kids? I ain't get trapped. That's what she really saying. Especially when it's LaShonda. You ain't have no kids yet? You ain't get trapped yet? That's what you talking about, girl? Oh, damn, you know, this motherfucker smart. Who trained you up? My father, bitch. Oh, okay, never mind. We can't get his ass. Never mind. He wasn't trained by his mama. He ain't on simp program. Yeah, when you on simp program, I love her. Yeah, you gonna love the cheat on her too. She gonna cheat on your shit right here. See that? Let me show you a setup that I do with girls. Come here. I'll go up to a girl, I'll be like, all right, so what environment she from? She from the hood. I'll be like, it's all good. This how you do it right here. Let me show you the setup right here. Come here, baby. Come here. I like you with your hood ass. Bring your hood ass over here, LaShonda. Now come here. This is how you play with her. Always understand with LaShonda. LaShonda is a 1 to 2 day tryout, sir. You understand? You trying to keep her. Okay? Sometime you gotta go to the pond, put your rod in the pond, right? Catch you a fish, and then throw that motherfucker back. You trying to keep it. That's your problem. Now come here. Play with Lashonda for a day, right? Throw her ass out of there. This is what you gotta do to her. Okay? You gotta hit her from the back. And as soon as you done, you kick her out there in the middle of the streets. You gonna say to me, you are mean and you are bad. Guess what's gonna happen? She's gonna come back over again. Savage. Why you treat me like that? I ain't treat you like nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, she tried to go in argument mode. You know what's gonna happen? In the whole motherfucking phone call right here. I don't build bad memories in my mind with women. I build great experiences with them. Hit them from the back. You understand what I'm talking about? So if we not hitting from the back scene, ain't nothing loading up scene. Do you understand? Okay. I ignore everything else that she do. I want to do such and such. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I know what you're gonna say to me. You the bad one. I know. I am the bad one. I don't care. It gets me what I want. You're trying to be nice and not understanding the code in the spell. Nice. You're in ice. You're frozen. That's what you're in. I'm in heat. That's what I'm in. Yup. Catch that fishy, throw it back in the farm. There you go. You know why? Because I can re-catch it again and then throw it back again. I mean, you're trying to keep it. That's your problem. And then when you keep it, that's when all the problems get to loading up. Do you get it? Do you understand the tech? Now come here. All you guys that's out there being used. Okay? I'm going to show you something. Okay? Damn, they be getting mad trying to help them so they don't get used. Come here. Now take this girl to the store. If you ever want to know you being used, all you got to do is take $2.50. Okay? It's easy. Pay attention to her mind. Come here, gal. You want to go to the store, gal? Yes. Little ass fucking gal. Anyways, right? Come on. Come on. Get your... My bad, right? My bad. Now, let's get back to what we was talking about right here, right? So you can understand, right, how women's minds move before you want to know, like, this is what you want to know about a woman, right? You want to know if she's coming there just to use you. That's one of the biggest things you want to know, okay? You want to know that. Because when you don't know that, guess what happened? You can be used. Yeah, you can be used. You don't want to be getting used and stuff. Right. You want to know that. Okay? Now, this is what I would ask, right? Let me see something real quick. Let me see this. Right. Now, like I was saying before, let's just say you want to know if you want to be used or not, right? You want to know what's in the inside of her mind. You want to know what's inside her tech. That's what you want to know, right? So it's easy. It's easy. Let me show you how you do it. What you do is you walk in the store. You tell her, you can get whatever you want. There you go. Okay? Get whatever you want. You want to go inside a little convenience store. You know, little chips and shit, drinks, little shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? There you go. Now, what happens is this. What you got to understand is this. You got to understand what her mind obey about you. You got it? That's what you got to understand. See, you thinking you just taking her to the store having a nice fun, right? But you got to understand how she just obeyed your mind. Thank you. How is it that you told her, we're going to the store, right? Remember, your mind is speaking, but your mind is giving off a command, right? They tell her what to do, which is, we're going to the store. Notice she obeyed the command of what you said. She following you to the store, right? You the driver, aren't you? All right then. Now she obeying you to go to go to the store. Ain't that right? Did you see that? See, you didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't see that part right there. See that? Y'all can hear me in there? All right, anyways, right? So, like I was saying before, you didn't see that part. Yeah, everything moving too fast for you. See what I'm saying? You didn't see that part. You didn't see that she actually obeyed you. Yeah, she obeyed you right here. Yeah, now pay attention. You go inside the store right here. You like, get anything you want, right? That's the second command, right? The first command was this. We going to the store. The second command is get anything you want. That's the second command. Let me ask you a question. Why is she obeying you right now? Why is that? Is it because she's receiving something from you? Notice that, right? Notice that when she received things from you, she obeyed. Yeah. Okay, I want you to understand that with the technology of her mind, okay? Now, watch this. Get her to the counter. This is how you backdoor her mind. Get her to the counter right here, right? Then you tell her like, yeah, we fucking tonight, right? Just before you pay with the card. Setups. God damn. We fucking tonight, right? We definitely fucking tonight, aren't we? No more obey? I disobey too. Just get my little stuff that it's got right there, sir. Just pay. I just need that stuff. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and pay for that right there. Oh, baby, guess what? Setups. Man, my setups are stronger than that. That's my car. Guess what's happening? She's going to stay right there. You're not getting back in the car. Right. Why the fuck would I bring you back to my house and we're not fucking? Girl, get the fuck out of here. Have a nice day. Moving on to the next scene, back into the solar industry. There you go. No way you just did that. $2.50 just got me the setups. And guess what? I didn't even have to pay $2.50 because guess what? When I got to the counter, I said, we fucking. I already know what's registering. It's a no. So with that being said, I'm just paying for what I want to pay for. Leave her at the store. Have a nice day, sir. There's no arguments in that. Setups. Fuck is going on with the tech? My setups are superior, motherfucker. Like, no way. Bro, no way. Take her to the store. Everything gonna get revealed. $2.50 let you know everything. Get it blitzing. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of that. I'm not about to be used and abused. You understand? All right, I'm not a fucking simp. You understand? The store tell me everything about a girl of mine. Put her in the store, she in a blender. No, she in the blender and she don't even know. She's in the blender right now. The store telling me everything. Like, yeah, obey right here. You see, obey. So she got up, moved her body, got inside the car, buckled up. She obeyed. Get anything you want. She obeyed. The minute let's fuck right here. No, we can't do that. Guess what? Right here. It's okay right here. It's okay. It's okay. Leave you at the store right here. Don't pay for none of your shit right here. Setups. What? You gotta play the game, bruh. You gotta know how to be smart. You can't be dumb, okay? All right. That's what people don't be understanding. They be looking at it like, oh yeah, you could just let her do whatever she want. I'm not with none of that. I'm not with none of that. You're not going to do whatever you want. Like you must be raised by your mom. And that's another thing that y'all need to understand. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Like, people be thinking like, okay, I gotta just know what the daughter is. Hell no. You need to know where her background is. I'm gonna show you another setup, okay? I'm giving you some gems. It's up to you to pick them up, okay? I'm at least giving you some. Now I'm gonna show you something else. You wanna know about a girl's future? Like, I'm done. You wanna know about a girl's future? It's easy tech. It's not hard, bro. Come here. Now, I walked up to this one girl. I ain't gonna lie. Shorty was brown skinned, luxurious hair, She was a firecracker, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. She was high tech on the scene. I'm super high tech though. Let me show you. She must got the beauty card. I got the same thing. Watch this. Watch the mind frames. Watch this. I walk up to her, step to her, like, yeah, what's up with it? So she like, what's up? I'm like, look, right? And man, ask you a question. When your mom and daddy got married, she was like, oh, they got married around such and such year. I was like, let me ask you a question, right? Um, how many years they stayed with each other? I think it was between 3 to 4 years, right? And then I asked her, I said, did your father divorce her or did your mom divorce him? She said her mom divorced him. I said, okay, setups, right? I told her, I said, I was going to approach you and get your number, but based on what your mother did, right, I'm not going to ask you for your number. I said, the reason why that is because mothers and daughters are duplications of each other. Majority of daughters cannot break out of the cycle of what their moms did. They can't. It's impossible. It's impossible. They can't do it. I haven't seen one do it. Don't try to tell me, oh, bro, I'm not trying to hear it. They can't do it, bro. Okay? All right, that's what's in front of us. We all done went through this shit. And understand, like, I'm not gonna lie, like my sisters came out just like my mom. He right. Okay, they can't break out the cycle, bro. Okay? And we understand it. I'm not complaining about it. So with that being said, when I understood what her mother did and I understand what the daughter is, they are the same. They're the same. There's y'all want to put different. They're the same. Okay? They are duplications of each other. What the mom did is what the daughter's going to do as well. So with that being said, I understood if I ever was to play with her, right, and I wanted to do the long haul with her, right, she luxurious, right? Guess what? It's between 1 to 3 years. That's it. That's the cutoff point. You understand? She's going to run off. That means she's going to take the kid and do the mommy program. Do you understand? So I just dodged the bullets. Do you understand? Okay. She looked luxurious, but her mind just told me the future of what she would do with me. Setups. You understand? Got past her beauty card right there. You know what I'm saying? Now she was sitting and looking at me like, wow, like she was stuck. Yeah, she was stuck because she was like, I never seen in her mind she couldn't say it, but she never seen someone do that. Like this motherfucker just backdoor the fuck out of me. I didn't expect him to do that. I thought he was just talking about some regular shit. You think I'm talking about some regular shit? I'm talking about you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Don't try to tell me I'm not like my mom. I'm not trying to hear that. Your actions is just like your mother. What are you talking about? Okay then. Fuck what you talking about. Once I see that your actions is the same, guess what? You just like your mom. Don't try to magic trick me with your mind. I mean, yeah, with your mind. Right. Your mouth may be speaking, but your mind has to translate the information and data to your mouth, okay? So with that being said, right, you can't magic trick me on scenes, okay? I'm just trying to make sure y'all good out there in the streets because a lot of y'all be getting crashed up. I ain't gonna lie, some of you dudes be getting crashed up. You guys get the motherfucking, y'all get the motherfucking goddamn biscuits, gravy, motherfucking steak, potatoes. I'd be happy for you. Hell yeah. The only thing with your downfalls is that this is what y'all do. Y'all get everything. I'm happy for you as a brother. I'm really happy for you. The only thing I'm gonna say is to give you another gem is when you make it there, um, don't try to like how can I say it? This the best girl that I ever had, but it's gonna get crashed. It's gonna get crashed. Just play with her, have fun, and throw her back in the pond. Do you understand? Because when you play that way, you keep it safe. Do you understand? Do you understand the tech? Okay? All right. You might as well go ahead and get you a form. Come here. Come here. Now you done made it to the top right here, right? You got access. Get your passport, bro. Right here. Come here. There you go. You can see that right there? I already did it for you. All right? There you go. And you get one of those right here. Come here. Come here, because you smart. Come here. You got all this money and shit. Happy for your ass. I want you to eat extra money. You one of those type of brothers? I ain't no fucking hater, bro. Come here. You got the money bags. Let me show you this right here. Let me ask you a question. Would you like this? Would you like for me to show you how you can eat extra money in another country, have another resource, right? Have another lifestyle, right? You can buy things and it's way more cheaper than America. And the women is natural tech. They natural. That's what I'm saying to you in the third dimension. Do you understand? All right. natural. Do you understand? Now you want these, listen to me. You want these artificial girls in America? Listen to me. Okay? You got these artificial girls in America. You're not paying attention to the tech. What's she eating? She eating food. That's not what she eating. Inside that food consists of artificial ingredients. Let me ask you a question. Do you want an artificial girl? You're going to simply say no. Now, the code is you are what you eat, right? Okay, then. She's eating artificial ingredients. Artificial. A. Ingredients I. Do you understand? Okay. Artificial tech girls all around the world. Artificial tech girls all around the world. You got it? All right. So with that being said, right? What you got to understand is you want a natural tech one. Setups. Do you know why? Because of this. Understand that the information and data of what she's eating that you call food, right, consists of produce. The information and data inside that produce, right, is producing information and data for the technology of the body and the mind. Okay? Why? Because when you produce intelligence, guess what happens? The mind becomes more intelligent. See, you are looking at things as food. One word, F-O-O-D. Right? So everything is just one word. Everything is just one word. How's everything just one word? Pay attention to the tech. Now, when you come over here and step with this natural girl, right? Let me ask you a question. Why is it that when she go in the garden, the things that she eats do not have a label? Come here. Inside the garden, what is that? It's a watermelon. That's what you programmed to say. Is there words in front of you? Like, no. So why are you calling it a watermelon? How you know it's a watermelon if the watermelon ain't talking to you and telling you that? That's what you programmed to say. Now what's this? It's a lemon. Is the lemon speaking to the technology of your mind and informing the technology of your mind what it is? No. So why you label it as words? Because when I go inside the grocery store, the magic tricks getting loaded up, don't it? What's this is? This is lasagna. How is it lasagna? When it say that the ingredients come down to artificial ingredients, so how is it lasagna? Huh? Is you lying to your mind? No. I still love you if you gonna lie to your mind. You know that, right? I just want you to understand you can't lie to my mind. Do you understand that? Now you're gonna go over here and say this is butter, but all the ingredients come down to information and data that say artificial. So how is it butter when it's artificial butter? Huh? Wake your ass up. You need a double shot. That's what you need. Shit brazy on the scene, ain't it? Come here. I'm gonna show you something else. That way you can wake up out that coffin. A lot of y'all may be going through awakenings and ain't ready for this knowledge right here. Okay? Motherfucker went to the goddamn garden and started labeling everything. Understand the tech. When you start going inside your Bible, it say the Garden of Eden, don't it? Did it say the Garden of Watermelons? Did it say the Garden of Melons? They didn't name one thing in there. So why you labeling all the fruits as something? They didn't say that in the Bible. They didn't say we had watermelons, we got lemons, we got apples, we got grapes, we got bananas. They didn't say that. They said that it's the Garden of Eden, and there's forbidden knowledge within the Garden of Eden. Setups. Did you hear what I said to you? You didn't hear what I said to you. Slow it down. I said there's forbidden knowledge within the Garden of Eden. Why is it that you said that we eating produce right here? You said we eating produce, but inside your Bible, it say that there's forbidden knowledge within the garden. So within the garden is knowledge. So why you label it as produce? Now you're lying to us. Fucking lying. That's what it said in your Bible right here. Y'all okay in there? Hopefully y'all okay in there. Revealings be a motherfucker, don't it? Like, hold on, stop real quick, slow down. What you just said? You stop. It's produce over here. Setups. It's okay. I understand you like to accept lies. I understand. I got it. Okay? Right here, it says your Bible. It said that this is the Garden of Eden. There's forbidden knowledge within the Garden of Eden. Within there's knowledge. Huh? Okay. I think you need to read your shit a little bit more. Okay? Because you people are reading, right? And what's starting to happen is this. When I say there's forbidden knowledge within a garden, pay attention to the text. Do you eat produce? No. You eat grapes? No. You eat anything that consists of information and data of life? No. That's the code that you're in. You didn't see that with your mind. That's why you don't eat that. That's why you don't eat that. What? It's in the Bible. It said that in the Bible, there's forbidden knowledge within the garden. Okay, so that what you think all minds are going to think about? Oh, yeah, I'm not eating any of that stuff. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely not eating that. Now, let me ask you a question. Setups, right? When it comes to produce, right? Information and data of life, okay? What does it consist of? The information and data of Earth and the information and data of the sun. So, what you have to understand is this. When it comes to consciousness, it consists of information and data, okay? Now, when it comes to the Earth, it consists of information and data. That's what you got to understand. When the information and data from the solar consciousness of what you call a sun, right, sends the information and data and projects it upon the Earth, what you think the Earth is doing? Receiving it. So if the Earth is receiving it, now transferring the information and data of the solar consciousness and the consciousness of Earth inside of so-called plants, produce, watermelons. That means that you go off information and data off solar intelligence. So, can I ask you a question? If people reading that Bible, do they accept solar intelligence inside the technology of their body? No, they do not. Talking about something they living for God. How you living for God and you don't accept the natural element within your vessel? Huh? That's some wicked shit if you ask me. I don't drink water. pH balance all over the ground. How's your pH balance going to be all over the ground if you consist of produce? That's what you call it. I call it information data of life. That's what I call it. Okay. So if you was drinking from that or receiving information and data from that, right? Guess what? Your pH balance ain't going to be off because all fruits consist of water, natural water, not that water that you get from the store. I got water. The pH balance is low though. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, go drink a watermelon. That's what you call it. Go drink it. Drink it all up. Now look at your pH balance now. Look totally different than just some spring water with no natural vitamins and minerals. You do understand the hardware of your vessel has a mineral code system and a vitamin code system. You do understand that, right? Huh? You do understand, right? You have a vitamin code system and mineral code system, right? Anything outside those systems, I'm talking about the natural systems within you. I know there's more. I'm just naming the main two. Do you understand? Okay, thank you. Right? So with that being said, what I'm saying to you is this. If the hardware of your vessel has a natural mineral code system and vitamin code system, right? Then that's the system that's within first. You understand? Because you're looking at the system on the outside of you first. No, that's what's inside you first. That's the information and data that you're supposed to follow. Why? Because that's the information and data that's within first. Thank you. So that's the information and data that you're supposed to input within the hardware of your vessel. Why? Because it's going to naturally keep your body in the natural state of what it's supposed to be. Natural states. You in a natural state? I'm in a natural state. I be taking showers and I also use deodorant. That's not natural states. Come here. They got these things. Come here. Let me show you. Come here. They got these things. They got these things. They got these things. I call them things. Do you understand? Come here. And I was paying attention to things on the planet. Yes. And I was paying attention to people. And I paid attention to two beings. I paid attention to two beings, which was one was eating information and data of life. One was eating information and data of chicken. Well, both of them alive. Both of them alive. Both of them are alive, huh? So alive means I get up, I get in a robotic car, I drive away from my robotic house, I go to my robotic job, and I act like a robot. That's life, right? Everyone that's cracking the fuck up in there, crack the fuck up. Come here. Let me show you something. The person that's over here eating this chicken right here, right? They eating chickens, ain't they? That's what they eat, right? They eating McDonald's. They eating Burger King. They eating Subways. Yes, they're eating the chicken McGriddle. Yes, they're eating the fucking, what is this? Chick-fil-A. Chicken. Can I ask you a question? Is that what they're really eating? Yeah. Came into the right club today. How are you gonna say it's chicken, right? Can I ask you a question? Can chickens cluck in your stomach, right? Can they like cluck in your stomach? Like can they get inside your stomach and be like cluck cluck, cluck cluck cluck? Can they do that? No, I'm just asking you a question. I'm just asking you a question. I'm just trying to understand the tape. That's all. I'm just asking you a question. Can they get inside your stomach and be like cluck cluck? Can they do that? They can't do that, right? Okay, so that means that if the chicken can't give off noises inside your stomach, then that means it's dead. Damn. Okay. So right here, that's what I want to show you. Okay. You seeing people that's dead that's in the ground. That's what you call death, right? It's all good. I understand. I understand. I understand that if you eat death, you become death. You are what you eat, right? Okay. So you gotta come here. Don't you gotta cut the chicken head off? Yeah. 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 So you gotta give it death right here, right? Right here. What you doing? What you think you're doing? Oh, you gotta cut the chicken head off. Yeah. Yeah. That's what you got to do, right? Okay, right here, right? Oh, that's what they doing. They giving it death, like yeah, that's what they doing, right? So the chicken dead. If the chicken dead, you not eating death. Setups. You not. That's not what you doing. That's what you doing right there. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? If you eating chicken, right? Look how you backdooring yourselves. If you eating chicken, right, and you gonna say chicken is not of death. If you not, well, okay, if you eating chicken and you saying chicken is not of death, why you not eating nothing of life? You don't eat no produce every day. You eat fucking chicken. What the fuck is you talking about? That's the code that you're learning. See, you ain't see it. Your mind getting backdoored. I'm just showing you the back doors they doing. That's it. You like those back doors? I know, it's all good. You like that? It's okay. It's okay. But what you got to understand is this, right? Why is your mind doing that? Why your mind doing that? Huh? Why your mind just want everything dead? That chicken dead, bro. Okay? Them produce, that's what you call it. At least they alive. They not dead. Huh? So is motherfuckers just eating chickens and motherfuckers just eating fruits? Or is motherfuckers eating to keep the mind statement of being alive? Or is people eating the mind statement in order to eat death in order to stay dead in front of you? Now, you talking about why people not acting like themselves. It's as if we living in two parallel universes. Set up to your shit. Let me show you the tech right here, right? The mind has an ability, right, to hold information and data, okay? That's what you got to understand, all right? The food that you eat is an informational source. Now, I'm going to show you something. When you label everything as food, you're not going to see the world for what it is. You're not. So, sometimes you have to depart things, right, in order to see things for the truth. Watch. You're going to say everything as food. That means you put everything together, right? Now, when you put everything together, are you seeing everything truthfully? That's what I'm saying. I understand connection and I understand separation. I understand both of them. You understand? So let me show you this. You put everything together, right? And when you put everything together as food, is the word food giving the truth to the technology of your mind? Or is it the word food giving a lie to the technology of your mind? Pay attention to your mind. Do your mind accept lies or do your mind accept the truth? Which one? Now let's depart your vision that's in your mind. Now, when it comes towards the chicken will be consist of death. You got to give death towards the chicken in order to consume the chicken. Thank you. Now, when you come over here towards produce, that's what you call it, right? All the information and data come from the earth, though. Okay, and what you got to understand with the information and data of the earth, it's not in a death state. That's what you got to understand. The state of that information and data is not of death. Okay, it's of life. That's what you got to understand. Okay, so now when you come out of that, right, and you look at everything as just food, then when I depart the vision from you and show you like everything that consists of the earth consists of information and data of life. The chicken is not from the earth. It's not. That's not even a real creation. Can you find a chicken inside a safari? Can you find chickens in the zoo? When you look at every animal that's inside the zoo, they come from the safari. There's no chickens inside the safari. So how the chicken real? If it don't come from a natural element or a natural resource, it don't come from none of that. All the other animal kingdoms gonna tell you there's no chicken kingdom. Where in the animal kingdom? Go watch Animal Planet, boy. Ain't no chickens in there, boy. Now, let's get over here. Get over here. Back doing the fuck out of me minds right here. This shit funny as fuck. Now, right here, right? That right there that you eating, right? Your body is consuming information and data of death. That's what you gotta understand. Now, watch. Pay attention. You got one being that's eating the information and data from all natural resources: water, sunlight, earth. Okay, all that's natural. Okay, now let's see what type of productivity of the mind based on the produce and the information and data that's being uploaded inside the vessel, right? And also being shared with the mind. That's what you got to understand. The things of which you consume, your body can hold, okay? Your mind can hold. That's what you got to understand. If you don't understand that, right, then you don't understand what you're being consumed by. Do you understand? You may not understand it just yet. Okay? So let's just take this slow. I may be going too fast here. Okay? So let's say something simple, right? As vitamins and minerals, right? That's what the body naturally needs, right? Right here, watch. You're gonna say, well, my body do need produce. And chickens, they got produce inside of them. Cells. Watch. You can go with the angle. Yeah, you can go with the angle. You can say that the chicken has produce inside of it, but the produce that you consume is from a dead source of information and data. Why won't you consume produce from a live state of information and data? Almonds, nuts have produce, have protein within them. The information and data of that so-called seed and nuts came from the earth. It's going to leave the state of mind in a live state. Why do you have to consume something that is dead in order to get protein? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Don't consume that? Nah, you don't have to do that. You could do it, but that's where to leave you at. Now let's pay attention to something, right? Now we go from the chicken thing, right? Now we go back to produce, right? I'm just using these words because that's the proper belief system in people's minds. Okay, so the information and data, right? When it comes to like produce, right? All the information and data that's from the earth, right? The information and data is being projected from the solar consciousness that people call the sun, right? All that information and data become as one, right? Now, this is the thing that you gotta understand too. When it comes to artificial ingredients, understand that they use different ingredients and they form everything into one too. Do you understand the psychology? They're mimicking a natural system, but they're using an artificial system. Do you understand what's in front of you? Right. It's like you're combining everything: water, information data of earth, the information data of sun, all that into one thing that you will call a plant or that you call produce. Not understanding inside the store, they're mimicking the same system in front of you, but they're making it into an artificial system. So, if you understand, there's two systems in front of you, either to be in a mind statement of life or to be in a mind statement of death. Or you can also be in a mind statement of being artificial, based on what the technology of your body receives and what the technology of your body holds. Now pay attention to the tech. Watch this. Go in there, right? Watch this. This is funny. People don't pay attention to their bodies. Go in there and go eat 20 chicken wings. Watch. Pay attention. Go in there and eat 20 chicken wings. Now, go in there and eat, let's say, I'm going to say a random amount. I'm not saying you're going to consume all this, right? Let's say I tell you to eat a half a pound of almonds. I'm not saying you're going to eat the whole half a pound. I'm just giving you a rough estimate, okay? You ate 20 chicken wings, right? You ate a half a pound of almonds. When you ate the chicken first, how many times did you go to the bathroom? Mm. You need protein, right? Pay attention to your body. How many times you went to the bathroom when you ate that chicken? Taking shits, right? Now pay attention to this. When you ate that half a pound of almonds, is you taking shits? I thought so. So what you got to understand is that your body, right, the waste may be information and data of which your body may be rejecting. Thank you. Because you said you need produce, but when I gave you a natural resource, the information and data wasn't rejected. This is why you're not taking a shit. This is why you don't have waste in your body. That's what you're doing to yourself. You're making your body into a waste station. You searching for protein and not understanding that you need protein from an alive state of consciousness. That's what you need. Why would you need protein from a deaf state of consciousness? Why would you need that? That doesn't make sense. Protein my ass. You got two conscious on the earth. One that want to be of life, one that want to be of death. And it's in front of us. It's just that no one breaks it down like this and no one speaks about it. It's too scary. I got dead people in front of me loading up 24/7. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta understand that. You know, it's just like, people still trying to figure out, things about the planet, stuff like that. And not actually understanding, like, yo, the planet is really a reflection of you. You're not understanding. You're not, but you don't know, right? Until you install the information and data, right, of the planet in order to get to know. If you rejected the information and data from the planet, you don't get to know. You think just because you got $1 million microscope, because you got technology with phones, you can get to know what the earth is. You doing information and data from an outer source. You're not doing an in source. You're not installing it, letting it upload inside the technology of your consciousness in order for your conscious to let you know. That's what you're not doing. You're doing outside information and data. I'd rather go on the inside in order to know. When you go on the outside, you're not going to get the experience, right? That the one got by going in the inside. You're not. You're not. You're just not. It's totally different. It's not the thing. No, it's just set like that for a reason. Okay. So if you're looking at the planet and you still looking at it like I want to know the shape of it, the size, and all that, you're doing outsourced information and data. You're not going to get too much information and data. You're not. But anyone understand that the technology of your body and the hardware of your vessel, right, that everything that's around you consists of information and data. You're going to simply say it's not. But everything that is around you, right, you label as a word. That word informs the technology of your mind. So how everything not around you, not information and data, it's in front of you. Okay. So with that being said, right, if you step away from a natural resource of information and data that's already installed inside the hardware of your vessel, right? And you step away, you're stepping away from knowing. That's what you're stepping away from. You can't say produce is nasty, this is that and the third. Do you know why? Because of this. When the hardware of your vessel is born, right? Let's say your mother and father, let's start from the top, okay? Let's say your mother and father both ate produce. They both are natural produce beings. That's what they are, right? The baby gonna come out natural. Now, let's say the baby come out in the world and the baby say, I don't want to be natural. I want to eat chicken. I want to eat everything that's consists of being unnatural. Do you know what happens? The chemistry of the body. Understand your body deal with chemistry. The chemistry of the body is being changed. Do you understand? Your body, right, holds information and data. If your body is not holding the information and data of what? Produce, that I call intelligence, that I also call information and data of life, right? If your body's not holding that, right, how's your body can't identify it? Your body don't know because it's not within to know. Do you understand that? So now, when you go and step away from that information and data and now install the information and data that I call of death, right? Your body and the chemistry of your body, the algorithms of your mind, right, becomes very familiarized with it. Do you understand? Why do you think you repeatedly keep doing it and keep going to the loop? Because that loop is already installed the hardware of your mind. Your memory bank only remembers chicken. That's the only thing that's downloaded. Okay? So if you don't download what? Information and data of life that you want to call produce, right? Guess what? Your body becomes unfamiliarized. Pay attention to your tongue. When you go taste fruit, right? Something that's natural. You say it's nasty. How is it nasty? No, 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 no. Your tongue has been switched. Taste buds. That's what you call it, right? I call them informational buds. Because guess what they're doing? When you taste, you're being informed. Then your mind speak a word into existence. Thank you. Okay? So from that angle, what I'm watching, right? When it comes to that, right? You gotta understand your tongue, right? The information and data can be switched up. Yeah, pay attention to the data. Watch this. Pay attention to the kids. Watch. I give these kids green grapes, right? Then I give them a green sucker or a lollipop. What you think going on? Oh, they're just eating fruits and eating candy. No. If I keep giving them, if I take, watch this, if I take them away from them green grapes or red grapes and give them green suckers and red suckers, guess what's going to happen? The information and data of that sucker is artificial. Guess what's happening with the tongue? The tongue is being switched to an artificial taste. Thank you. That's what's going on. Why do you think your tongue deal with moisture? Hmm? That information and data is being saved on your tongue. Why do you think your tongue is so familiar with the lollipop versus the grapes? The lollipop and the grapes are the same shape, aren't they? Thank you. So it switches your tongue from tasting natural to tasting artificial. Now, I'm not saying if you make a natural lollipop, I'm not saying that. I'm just showing you most lollipops are not natural. We all know that. That's not a natural taste. That's an artificial taste. And your tongue is being switched to an artificial taste, where your tongue is computerized to only want to take artificial things. Thank you. Okay? So you got to pay attention to that. That's what you got to pay attention to. See what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go back to the grapes, right? I like grapes, but I like grapes with seeds. I do. The reason why that is because of this. I'm gonna say this is what I do. Whenever I eat grapes, right? I don't like seedless grapes. The reason why I say that is because of this. In order to make produce, you need a seed within, right? You got to install the seed of life within what? Mother Nature's womb, right? So when you do that, right, that means that everything that you consume that's from a natural resource is supposed to have seeds already in it. The reason why that is because you're receiving life, right? Which means you're taking life in. Remember, you're taking life in. So the seeds is giving you life back in order to put life back in the earth so you can receive again. Do you understand that? You know how they say, I can take of life and give life? That's what I'm doing in front of you. I'm taking the information and data of life, but I'm installing the seeds back in Mother Nature's womb in order for the information and data to be uploaded again. So, how can I ask you a question? Pay attention to the magic trick that you're in. Setups. When it comes towards your grapes, you're in a system where you have to repeatedly buy grapes month to month, year to year. How is that actually true? If all the natural grapes have a natural seed system within them, when you consume the grape, you can take the seed and put it back inside of what? The earth. So if it's going to be remade again and be brought back into existence again, why are we paying? Crash around to me. You'd be like, why are you paying that? Why are you doing that? Why do you think they took the seeds out? So you can keep on paying. Setups. Now don't get me wrong, it get a little bit more deeper with that with the seeds. But I wanted to show you from that angle. Yeah, you're gonna keep on paying. What's the point in paying if you can replant? Repay? Fuck all that. Replant. Repay my ass. Replant. What is you repaying for? Oh, I gotta go over here and get some grapes. You gotta get some grapes, yeah. Do they consist? Oh, they seedless grapes. They seedless grapes. That's why they got you in cycle paying for them. You paying for fake ass grapes, right? That's why they got you paying. Because when you got seedless grapes, you can't replant. You can only repay. You understand the game? That's the game right there. You gotta understand the time. That's why they did that to you right there. Yeah, that's why they did that. Now, come here right here. Let me give you a setup so you can understand, right? Veer off over here, right here. We're gonna get back on course. We're still on course. Come here. Now, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say, bro, that's the only thing that's selling in the store. No, that's the only thing that your mind search for in a database to your mind. I'm gonna show you right here. When you go inside the store, you're not understanding what's in front of you. These stores, right? They only hold the information and data of the information data sources of what you call food. That's all they're doing. They're just holding it, okay? They get it from different vendors. The vendors make the food, and now they do a business deal, partnership, whatever you want to call it, with certain quantities of what they want to buy, like Walmart. And they get it from the vendor send it to them, and then Walmart send the payment. Do you understand? What you got to understand is that when you go search for things, you should be searching for it like Walmart. Walmart is looking at it like, I need the vendors. You need to be searching for vendors that do natural produce. What you got to understand is that pay attention to the tech. You want to understand that when you go look for a vendor, you want a lot of your produce to come from a solar state of consciousness that a lot of people call a red state. You understand? The reason why I say that is because they call it the sun belt states, right? Okay, sun consists of solar. So those are the solar states of mind, if you ask me. Okay? So what you gotta understand is that when you go on your search engine on your phone, right? Search for wild fruits. When I say wild fruits, these fruits are grown wild. These fruits don't have no pesticides, none of that. No sprays, no none of that. They're grown wild. When you eat wild fruits, you're going to understand the difference between the fruits that's in the market of your Walmart, your Target, all that. You're going to understand something different. I can't tell you the difference because it only takes you to consume it in order to know what the difference is. Do you understand? You ever seen bananas with seeds in them? You never seen that before, have you? Because your bananas are not growing wild. Thank you. You got to understand everything within the garden is grown wild. It's not supposed to be controlled by something. No, it's not. You're not supposed to control it in the process of it being created. Understand that Mother Nature, right? She's not controlling the seed of life that's within her. She's only sending information and data towards that seed that you call roots. The roots connect from the seed now to the consciousness of the earth. The consciousness of the earth shares the information and data towards that seed in order for it to grow. Do you understand? So when you look at it from that angle, right? When you look at it from there, right? It's like, give me a second, y'all. Hold on. I'm doing something real quick. I am getting hungry. Ow. So like I was saying before, right? when you got when you have the roots in the plant, right? Understand that the roots in the plant, they're sharing information and data amongst each other. That's what they're doing. Okay. So being that they being shared amongst each other, right? That information and data is also being shared with you too. Right. You could assist of like a third party. But let me land what I was saying. When to show you that Mother Nature is not controlling the life that's put within her, right? Once the life is installed within her, right? The roots they connect. Okay, when you in connecting, you're not in controlling. No, there's a difference. Okay, so right now when they connect, right? Information and data, right? That a lot of people don't understand is this. Sometimes, right? That's what a lot of people don't understand. You see your mother, okay. You see how she can become pregnant, okay. Now, your mother, if she was paying attention to Mother Nature, she would understand the same process of what I understand. That when it comes to her womb, when it comes towards her umbilical cord, it's the same thing as Mother Nature. The roots in the umbilical cord connects towards the seed of life. The seed of life, right, is projected through her from him that I call soul. Understand that her womb is protecting the soul. You understand that? You see the sack of water? You see that, right? It looks like an energy force field. That's what it looks like. I know a lot of people call it a cell or egg. But what you have to understand is that the soul went within the physical. That's what you got to understand. That's what's happening in front of you. I know you're looking at it as like, oh, it's sperm. No, it's bigger than that. That soul goes within that egg. That egg is something physical. You understand? The soul consists of the solar realm, that some people say is the spiritual realm. Okay? But understand that both realms of information and data can become one. The soul can be holstered by the information and data of the earth. Okay? And what do I mean by that? As in this, pay attention. When your mother is natural, right? Your mother eats from all natural elements, which is consist of information and data of the earth, information and data of the sun, information and data of water. Okay? All natural elements. Okay? So what the soul is requesting, this is what the soul is requesting. Okay? The soul is communicating with her mind as well. She may not understand it, but for some reason, right? When women become pregnant, sometimes they go through certain things where they be like, I never ate this type of food before. I was never thinking about this, because the life that's within you is requesting. That's what's going on. Okay? You may not understand that, but that's what's going on. Okay? It's just like, let me show you this. This can happen. And you may not be aware of it, but this can happen. Let's just say I got a girlfriend, right? And let's say I eat liver, right? And let's say she don't eat liver, right? What happens if I impregnate her, right? And my baby that's within her, right, start requesting her to eat liver. Do you understand the information and data that's within me gets projected again, right, based on the energy that I'm releasing and then projecting to her? It's a duplication. So what you gotta understand, what I have done is what Junior would do too. And what I have requested for my own life, which is liver, is another request that he may request as well. Because he's gonna look at liver as like, oh, this shit good. It's helping my body. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, being that that's projected through me now to my son that's within her, she may be like, yeah, I want to eat some liver. Not actually understanding what's within her is me all over again. Mm-hmm. She don't understand that. She don't understand this shit. Okay? So that's when, right, what can happen is she may start eating liver. She not understanding with her conscious that the life that's within her has a consciousness too. And just as much as she requests for things, and just as much as he requests for things, the son that's within her can request for things too. She may not understand that just shit though. Right. That's why you might be eating certain things and not understanding that the life that's within you is requesting these things. And you are basically honoring and basically accepting the request and sending it. That's what you're doing. Because that life that's within you wants to get to know. You got it? All right. That's why you're eating different things. Now, let me get back into the situation when it come back to the wild fruits, berries, and all that. The reason why I say go get your information and data when it comes to produce from a red state or let's say South America is because, right, the grounds, when it comes to like, you got to understand like grounds, right? When it comes to red states operate in a way, and you will see this. You will see that red states, they operate in a way where you can get natural produce, not from just the store. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from stores that you like, yeah, they grow these somewhere else. Yeah, they grow these like somewhere, and they grow them in America, but it's like, like, how can I say, some people say like a mom and pop store, something like that, right? That's not like your big corporate stores, right? When you start going in there, you might want to pay attention to those fruits. You do. Because when you start looking at the fruits that are in Walmart, Target, all these other corporation stores, you start understanding the textures are different from each other, right? You start understanding the texture. the taste, right? You start interested in something totally different. So that's why I say when you go online, right, just search up real quick, wild fruits, wild produce. Bruh, I kid you not. You're gonna be like, bro, they got bananas with fruit with seeds in it. Bro is not lying. Like they got bananas with different colors, bro. They got watermelons, right? That it's all different type of tech. The thing that I ask is this: how is it not? How is it right that all your corporation stores, why they don't hold the information and data of those natural sources? Why is that? How is it? I can go buy it. I can go get the source. Yeah, it's free. It's right there on the internet, bro. I ain't gonna say it's free, but you gotta put some dollars in. But it's free to search it up. That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? So if it's free to search, then it's free to know. Right. So for me, I was looking at it like, let's put in wild fruits. When I look at wild fruits, bro, they look totally different from the fruits that are inside of the what's that Walmart and all them other stores. You got it? So when it even comes to fruits, they're cloning them shits. Yeah. Yeah, them fruits is not real, bro. I got me a pineapple and I was mad as fuck. Yeah, because I was like, this is not a real pineapple. This shit fake. This shit don't taste like real pineapples. It just don't. Like, it's too, I don't know, the texture on that shit is not what it is. It's like that shit seemed like it came out of a printer or some shit. Yeah, I was mad as fuck. And I like pineapples. But them pineapples was not good. Them Dole pineapples, Dole, I'm not fucking with them shits. Yeah, I'm not fucking with them shits. Them shits don't taste right. Mm-mm. Them shits don't taste right. So now that's why I buy all my fruits offline, right? And I get wild fruits. If my fruits don't come with a seed within it, I don't want it. I don't want it. I came from a seed of life, right? I'm a projection of life. So I'm supposed to follow that. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to follow. Got it? So it's like that's how I look at it. Like, if you're gonna consist of you know, um, like fruits, go get you some wild fruits. I'm trying to tell you, you're gonna look at them like, damn, bro, I see the difference. I'm trying to tell you. So your strawberries, you'll be like, bruh, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, bruh. I'm trying to tell you, I'm about to order me some soon. And when I order them, I'm gonna show them online. I should have been showed y'all a minute ago, but you know what I mean? I be doing my thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm about to order me some more. I'm gonna order a big ass pack of some great stuff, right? Once I get that, I'm gonna show y'all online. Y'all see what I'm talking about. Y'all be like, bruh, I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You gonna need them wild fruits in that system. Yes, Mother Nature is growing wild, ain't she? Look at it. She growing wild. You know what I'm saying? So being that she growing wild or whatever the case may be, right? That means that them fruits supposed to be wild. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what you gotta do. I'm done. Jordan said, yeah, I need to know if she using me or not. Like, You know what I'm saying? You need to know. You know what I'm saying? You definitely know. But wild fruits, like I said, go ahead and do your Google search right there. Go ahead and do your Safari search. It's called Safari. Yeah, they call it Safari. Go ahead and do your Safari search right there. Go on Safari, do your search. There you go. That's what I'm talking about right there. Got your search. There you go. I am hungry. I'm about to eat in a minute. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Um, that right there, right? Wild fruits. Wow. Wow. See? God damn. You start looking at the wild fruits, you like, bro, they really got us in the conscious spell. Yeah, they got y'all in the conscious spell. They got y'all paying for shit that can regrow again. This shit funny as a motherfucker, ain't it? Ain't this some funny shit? We over here paying for shit. Oh, we gotta pay for it. No, we don't. We getting programmed the fuck out. All right. We paying for shit that we We too much. We got to pay for grapes and pay for this and pay for that. We ain't got to pay for none of this shit. This shit just keep going. The fuck? You think because a motherfucker crashed their Tesla, you think they gonna stop making them? Hell no, they not. You think grapes gonna stop? You think natural grapes? You think people gonna stop eating natural grapes? No, that's not gonna happen. People can be tricked, but then once they understand the trick, then they can be awakened again. Hell yeah. Cause I be looking at motherfuckers like, I gotta get me some land. Hell yeah, I gotta get me some land. Cause the land telling me the truth. See, the conscience of the earth will tell you the truth. I'm trying to tell you, the conscience of the earth would be like, hold on, you paying for grapes? Yeah. Why are you doing that when you could just go through the process to know how to grow them repeatedly over and over? Then you could become so smart and intelligent, you understand the chemistry of the grapes. You may be one of the ones that can elevate the conscious of that damn grape into something else. Right. That's what you need to be paying attention to. I can't wait to get me some damn land. They're gonna be like, this motherfucker, what are you doing? Like I'm sleeping on the land, bro. Word. Shit, I want to know. I know I'm a chemist. I already know that. Chemistry got the Y in there. Right there. I already know. I always talk about chemistry. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta understand that. Like we looking at the earth. At least the earth is telling us the truth. The earth is like, you ain't gotta, you paying for what? You ain't gotta do that. You need to know how to regrow. Yeah. There you go. You get to know that right there. You're gonna be like, man, it just saved me a whole bunch of dollars. Thank you. Thank you. Knowing. There you go. It saved me a gang of money right there. See what I'm saying? Shit. Some people say, yeah, no, it's knowing. Hell yeah, that keep you out of lives. Damn, I just said some shit. I did. I gotta replay this damn live again. Hell yeah. I said some shit. No way. Just broke a whole pay code in a person's mind. Like, what you paying for grapes for? Oh, because I just ate all of them. Oh, no, that's the magic trick they got you in. Let me ask you a question. If you had seeds of them grapes and you know how to regrow them, right? What you would do, you would just regrow them over and over. If you know how to regrow, would you repay? No. Okay, then. That's the thing. Everybody want to put the no on everybody else. I want you to know how to grow grapes, and then you grow them for me, and I just pay for them and stuff. Like, nah, they scaring the fuck out your mind now. They got you, come here, stop, pay attention. They got you paying for a fake ass grape. This shit ain't even got no seeds in this motherfucker. Now look, this is fucked up. Pay attention to this. They gonna give you a grape, right? You might say that shit delicious, right? It tastes good. You got your red grapes. Right, them shit tastes good. But they scamming you. I buy my grapes and stuff. They give me the whole grape, bro. They give me the whole thing. They don't rob me, bro, and just take the seeds out and just give me. Come on, bro. They robbing you. Yeah, think about it, bro. You spending $5, right? Let's say you get let's say, what? I ain't gonna say a pound, but let's say you get a little bit of grapes, right? They cost about $5, right? They scamming you out in $5. They ain't giving you the seed with it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like when you get weed, sometimes you might find a seed or two. Sometimes that happen, depending on the strain. Sometimes that happen, right? But at least you got it because you can replant that seed and probably get you some. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same way. You see that? See? You ain't know that, right? See, if you knew, you'd be like, you ain't gotta pay for a lot of this shit. Yeah, you ain't gotta pay for a lot of this shit. Nah, you ain't gotta pay for it. You ain't gotta pay for it. You ain't gotta pay for it. You ain't gotta do that. You get to know right there. You know what I'm saying? Get to know the land right here. You know what I'm saying? Go over there and play with Mother Nature. She a good one. She good. She good. She good. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't that right? She gonna teach you some things. Yes. She gonna teach you all this shit free. That's what she gonna teach you. She gonna teach you more than that. But you gonna start understanding about growing things on your own. You gonna be like, I just grow shit all the time. Yeah, I don't do that. At the store. What's that? I'm trying to tell you, people that grow things and they know the land, they don't go in no store no more. It's that shit start becoming foreign to them. Outside in the garden. Yes, I can't wait to get me some land, bro. This sounds exciting, though. Hell yeah. I can't wait to get me some land. Start playing with plants and shit. Hell yeah, we gonna play with plants. I'm gonna be high as fuck in the garden. No way, I'm gonna be high as shit in the garden. Like here he come. Look at him, that big ass cloud of smoke. Look at him. Like yeah, we're shaking in here. Oh yeah, we got everything in here, baby. We got it all. Like we got it all in here. I got watermelons, greens. I got goddamn cabbage dancing. No way. I got cabbage dancing. Come over here. I got this over here. This is a fruit. I don't even know what this is, but it's something. No way. Yeah, it's something. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely yeah. We need that right there. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Get to rediscover them again. Yeah, because there's many plants and stuff that we like. This is here, yeah, it's just being covered up. That's all. Everybody doing the cover up shit. So I'm done. Hey, this shit funny. Yeah, this shit funny as hell. For real. Everybody doing cover ups. I'm done. For real, for real. I gotta get up out